Hi, it's Joey and today I'm going to be watching Marvel's Runaways Season 2, Episode 5, Rock Bottom. This season's been brilliant so far, I'm so glad to get back to it today. Let's go. Especially after the way it ended with Carolina and Jonah and what is he going to show her. Let's go.
Go! It's like...
Lovely.
I'm so sorry.
Is that the truth, or is that just a story that they are going to feel sympathy towards?
And that's a good one, but you still haven't answered my question about what's in here.
Okay, I'm glad they all know.
So important.
Loves One Direction here carries in his backpack. Or the dinosaur?
Good, I didn't look impressed with that.
I'm all ears.
Also, was the One Direction thing an insult or a compliment?
If you want me to go, I'll go, but I'm taking that with me. I wanted you to think that I was like you, not some dumpster diving junkie.
Okay, at least he's being honest now. Hopefully completely.
I won't cause any trouble. I
I
swear.
hope you don't.
My guard dog is watching you.
Alex said the rocks came from a construction site.
Oh god, he's going to want to go there now to get more rocks.
I ain't got nothing else to do.
Don't tell him because he'll want to go there and get more rocks, and that's very dangerous for him. And possibly earthquakes.
Tell me about it.
Oh dear. He's not going to want to give up his rocks. But Carolina can maybe grab some for him while she's down there. If only she knew.
Just give it a try.
I don't know if you can trust him. I mean, I feel like this isn't going to hurt her, but I also wouldn't do it because I wouldn't trust Jonah. I'd be like, you do it first, and then I'll do it after.
Trust me, there were no witnesses.
It was a long time ago.
My arrival.
These are definitely the sort of answers that give you more questions.
You've been trying to save them.
Oh, I don't believe him. That's not what he's doing. Or it's not good. Think of all the people he's killed to get to this place.
Carolina?
I get her if she genuinely is trying to trust and believe him. I understand it, but... Oh, Carolina. Is he sneaking off by himself to go to the dig site?
The sister of my sister's my sister.
Molly's not your sister. I don't trust him still. I want to. Carolina. What are you doing?
And we're all set.
Talk to them, Carolina. If you think that Jonah's a good guy, then tell them.
What the hell?
What do they need from him here?
As you know, our church was created
2 pods.
with the universe. It's no
Does he want him to get
exaggeration
him
say
someone
I
to
owe my life
sacrifice? What's he gonna do now?
Although he may have seen us.
Oh, he definitely did. Well, that doesn't make any
I
sense.
know, usually we're so stealthy.
No, if he knows what you two are up to.
My entire advantage is the fact that people underestimate me.
True.
It's hers too.
And he left because of you. You made him feel like he didn't belong here.
He left because he thought you...
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay, I think. Are you? You seem a little spun out. I'm fine.
Tell them. Very stressed. This is not going to be a calm episode or series or show ever, is it? I mean, I wouldn't want it to be, but you can't just stroll in the middle of it. Is he just going to look at it from the outside and then come back in the night? Or stroll in like he's meant to be there? Or just put on some of his strength stuff and just charge in and try and knock everyone out of the way? Can you guarantee that's the right rocks? Okay, it's the right rocks. Oh dear.
Holy shit.
We're too late.
I would be terrible at driving after someone like a maniac.
He's gonna kill somebody.
Because you're not wearing a seatbelt.
Yeah, because Alex is wearing two of them. Because was good before, that's why.
Okay, you're safe. Right
Oh dear. It's alright, Kat.
2 people died. He worked there.
So he was in the explosion with Molly. How old is he? And that's where he got the rock. Oh dear. Oh Gert. Oh gosh. Oh my god. Oh, Molly.
Hey, you okay? I don't care.
You're one of us.
Oh. I think the rocks are making him crazy and do things he wouldn't normally. Oh gosh. Oh god. Oh my god. See, He is a good person. He's just the rocks are changing him to someone he's not, and oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was intense. He's addicted to it. Oh god. I wasn't expecting this. Oh my god.
A great parent.
I have faith in her.
Apart from when you sided with Jonah. I don't trust any of these characters.
It's going to be used to destroy California, which is where you and I and our son reside at the moment.
You think they'll probably be like, well, we'll just move then. Now you're not even going to eat it?
This isn't our home. There's good in him.
Of course there is.
No one's saying that there isn't good in him.
We're the ones
Yeah.
hurting people now. Do you know who you sound exactly like right now?
Oh
Your
dear.
mom.
I mean, they didn't mean to hurt him as much as they did. They just wanted to stop him. But Molly's hurting, and that's understandable, and she's really young, and oh,
Couldn't stop you from killing my daughter.
straight out with it. Whoa. Whoa, it's
You don't look fine, Jonah.
decaying faster.
And if you don't tell me where the kids are,
Oh god.
turn the dial up a notch. That was for Amy.
I mean, his anger is very much justified, but this is definitely a play he can't step back from afterwards.
She's 14. I remember what that's like. Don't remind me.
They're like 2 years older.
Not complete, so she would feel less different,
And that's why she's connecting with Jonah.
less alone. You're not scary. Not to me. Not ever. Hey. No, you're light. I don't mean like your literal light, though that's pretty cool too, but the light inside of you. That warmth, that openness, that's everything that I like about you. That's what makes you who you are.
Yeah. Don't lose it with Jonah, please. I'm glad these two are being friends,
That's
not fighting anymore.
it's good
Hope
for
it
them.
lasts.
She doesn't seem any more annoyed with me than usual, so that's good. Or else it's bad, because it means she's stopped caring. Maybe she's just so used to my level of annoyance that it doesn't register anymore, and she kind of just tunes me out.
Or maybe you're in a relationship.
Yeah, probably that.
So they're both pretty insecure about it.
Do you ever wish you were in one? With Nico or the girl you met in Compton?
Nah. This is my girlfriend now. Let me tell you, I am a lucky man. I mean, she is beautiful and smart. Yes, I know I'm talking about a computer.
I love these two being friends.
Kind of how I felt. It really is called a shaft.
Yeah.
Proud of me? Why? Because you saw Topher as a human being. You looked at him. This isn't about what Nico said or did.
It's about what you
It isn't
did.
even about her growing into an amazing young woman with
Yeah.
strength and integrity and just a fierce sense of right and wrong. I just want to say I admire that. That's all.
I love these two.
Just wanted a family so bad.
It's alright, Molly. I'm glad they brought each other.
You have a family who will take you back no matter what. They're all in this house right now.
It's true.
I didn't miss so
You did.
I got you, Mom. I got you.
Well, it was a really lovely scene. Is she gonna sneak out and try and get meds? Don't go by yourself, wherever you're going, please. So they're all just sneaking out then. Talk to each other. Just casually bringing him back. Unimpressed.
Mom.
She went to see her mum. She'll be very happy that Carolina came to her, and I'm glad Carolina's not just trusting Jonah. I didn't ever think she would. I could have understood it if she did, but I'm glad that she isn't just completely untrusting everything he said. Gert checked herself into hospital. Did she put in her parents? Is she going back because she wants the medication, or did she give some sort of fake number or something? Gert. Okay, so that was yet another brilliant episode. All the stuff with Topher, the beginning when we saw his fake backstory, and then I guess we gather so he is older than he seemed. I mean, probably the actor's real age, but older than the character. We were led to believe the character was. He was at the explosion when Molly's parents died, and that's where he found he wasn't in the explosion, but that's where he found the rocks. He's been using that, and he was just using Molly to an extent. Now, I think he was a good person. I think, like, in there was goodness, but he'd lost himself to the rocks, he'd lost himself to the power it gave him, and you know, maybe Nico could have tried to use the staff to put him to sleep or something, but at that moment in time, with the rocks all around him and with them in him, he wasn't someone they could reason with, because Molly was the person he had a connection with, his family. Also, no one could reason with him, and I think they didn't mean to kill him if they did, or hurt him as badly as they did, because they were just defending themselves. And you know, he saved Gert, which again shows that he wasn't bad, but there wasn't much else they could have done beyond maybe just holding up in sleep or unconscious or whatever, because she used a different word each time. So yeah, that was really hard. And Molly is just losing everything, and she's the youngest, and I just want to hug her, and I'm glad Gert hugged her. And that Gert acknowledged to her that you have a family, you know, it's me, but it's all of us, we're all a family, because that's a really important part of the show for me, and for the characters, for their sanity and their survival. And I think it was important for Gert as well to tell Molly that she had a family, and it was everybody in the building, because she'd already made the decision that she was going to go and potentially turn herself in to get what she needed to keep going. And you know, I can understand where Gert's coming from. I wish she told someone so they could have some kind of plan to help her, but I'm sure in the next episode, if she does end up back with her parents, they will go and try and get her out, or she'll try and run away again, or maybe she's got a plan to try and grab the drugs and run before her parents get there. I'm sure that something will happen with that, but oh, that was just really powerful stuff, as always with this show. And you know, Nico did sound a bit like her mum when she said that stuff, but you're my family, he was dangerous. But unlike Tina, it's more true with what Nico's experience was. Yes, in that moment she sounded a lot like her mum, but there wasn't much else they could have done beyond maybe put him to sleep. But in the terror of the moment, you're not necessarily going to think really logically, oh, I could just knock him out. You're going to think, oh my god, he's attacking us, stop attacking us, and then everything happens. So I think Nico didn't do anything wrong. There may have been other ways to handle it, ways that might have been better for Molly, and for Topher, but in the end he was attacking, he pushed his sister, he was attacking them, he attacked Molly, and he threw her out the house and really hurt her, like she could have whacked her head and died. So it was quite a tense situation, and I understand Molly's hurt and her pain, and I think Carolina really summed that up really well, and obviously that given how she's also feeling. Then another interesting thing this episode was Frank Dean, seeing a bit more of him and where he's at, and you know, he is still, I mean, I guess he's got some kind of crazy self-important plan where he's going to take down Jonah by getting on the inner circle, but now he's not going to do Jonah's bidding. I don't know what's up with Frank Dean. I believe he cares about Carolina, but then why did he betray her last season? Who knows? And I never know what Leslie's up to. You know, I feel like Leslie's slightly playing all sides. I think she cares about herself and Carolina first, beyond Jonah or anyone, but I think if it came down to it, she'd betray all the parents and the rest of the kids for Jonah, or vice versa, because I think she's in it for herself. In the same way, I guess most of the parents are. And then Carolina really connecting with Jonah and seeing, you know, that's your brother and everything. Now, I still don't trust Jonah, I don't trust his intentions. Maybe his intentions are pure with regards to Carolina, but he's definitely not telling her everything. And, you know, like Janet is worried about the gravity engine that could be used to cause the earthquakes and the destruction. I mean, Jonah's plan is not necessarily going to be, get my family back and live happily ever after. It could be, and then enslave the earth or something. I mean, aliens in shows never tend to be peaceful unless they're on Supergirl. But I don't trust Jonah still, and I think as much as Carolina is being drawn to him, I'm glad that she's just not accepting him at face value. I mean, she very nearly went and destroyed the computer they need to hack into the dig site, so she very nearly did something that was siding with him, but I think she is conflicted, and that's really important, because her being drawn to him makes sense, but her just without thinking it through properly doesn't so much. And I really want her to tell everyone, because that's going to be really... When she tells them all that she's been seeing Jonah all this time, and oh, if she does anything like destroying the computer, that's going to be something I think they could forgive. Like I said before, I think all the kids, if they do anything, make any mistakes, go back to their parents, believe their parents. When it comes down to it, if they can't do something that might hurt the parents or whatever, that they're kids. It's hard when your parents, you have these conflicted emotions toward parents, you know. I've got something like that in real life that is nowhere near the extreme of what they're going through with one of my parents, and you know, it is hard. So I would forgive them, and I think the rest of them could ultimately come to forgive them if they did anything like that, but it would just be a mess if it happened. And I'm sure at some point it's going to happen. Very nearly with Carolina this episode. I loved the Nico and Carolina scene. You know, they are just... I'm really worried this is going to cause a wedge between them, because shows never just let couples be happy. And then Gert, I just saw her. I know I told her, what is she doing? What's her plan? What's going to happen with it? I'm stressed. She didn't tell anyone where she was going. Did she leave a note or something? Oh, I'm stressed, just in general. I love Old Lace. I hope she's in it a bit more, but it's obviously hard to incorporate dinosaur in most scenes. Then Robert, he came up with a thing that subdued Jonah. Now, this would have been the time, okay? You activate the machine, then you just inject him with Dale and Stacy's serum. You've defeated Jonah. But no, he used it, he showed his hand, he made it quite clear that he knew Jonah already killed Amy and that he was very cross with him. And, you know, I mean, that's very cross with him is a slight understatement. He's showed his cards now, you know, he can't go back and act all sweet and lovely around Jonah anymore, so he doesn't know, obviously. So I think Jonah's going to be... I'd say he's going to be more suspicious of the parents, but I think he already was quite suspicious of the parents. But he's just, he doesn't really care about them anymore, because he just needs, you know, he needs the Steins right now, and he doesn't need others. If he needs them later, he'll get them back. But he's going to have to sacrifice somebody at some point, isn't he? Because it's what he wants to do. And if Frank's not going to get him sacrificed, then I'm sure he will get himself one somehow. It's all messy. Like, maybe you can believe that he's just doing this to save his family, but then he's killing a lot of people to save his family, and that's not okay. So yeah, that was another, just these episodes, they don't hold back. I love it. The characters just, they make mistakes, they mess up, they have fights, they love each other, they are just brilliant characters. I love all of them. I mean, obviously, like, the kids, I love it. But the parents as well are such rounded characters with all their own agendas, and you never quite can trust where any of them are and what their footing is and what they're going to do next. And I can't wait to see where this series is going to take us. Thank you for watching.